Okay, so the problem is I got this one glove on. How am I gonna get this other glove on with this glove on? This is gonna sound narcissistic,
Oh
but I
Lord.
need to know that my eyes look good.
They look horrible.
Okay, good to know. I'll cry
Okay,
later.
okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They look great. They look good.
Because you know it was the truth. I'm gonna get off this
It
call.
look, no, it looks good. It looks good.
I need like something on my neck.
On your what?
On my neck. You know, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Literally
you
fine.
feel
It's
too
fine.
too naked?
It's fine. It's
You don't
fine.
need too much, honestly. You don't need anything on your neck.
Right. Yeah, I'll be fine. Christ. Panics.
Let me live. Let me be cute.
Why
Live
can't
with
they
it.
let me live? What is that from? Oh, Rumors from last week.
Yes. Lindsay, I hope you're doing well, girl. I watched her reality TV show, and it was okay. It didn't come back for a second season. Did
I,
it? Or
I
did it?
I heard.
Yeah, I don't think it did, 'cause I wasn't watching. Bread in his ass.
Yeah, it
I don't
was
remember
fired
that.
because of it.
I don't remember that. Like, that's so vivid.
I was like, that's pretty like prevalent.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta watch that show again. Just when I'm just gonna find that clip. What's his
Oh,
name?
Mike something 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 something.
What would you do if I walked in like this is a look?
You know what? You know fashion. I don't know fashion, so I would take your word for it. I'd be like,
Trust
it's
me,
personally not for me, but
this is
I love that for
fashion
you and your
all the
journey.
way.
You know what? Simone came out with those with her fits, and I was like, I don't understand it, so obviously it's great.
I can't talk. I can't wait to talk about the looks. This
No, me either, me either. Okay,
the looks
let's
are
go ahead and get
everything.
started. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Faye.
Hello, everyone. My name is Irby.
And welcome to I'm a Fan, the show where we talk shit or fan out about our favorite shows. Today, we are focusing on Drag Race. All right, so Irby, how did you like this second episode?
First episode, I was floored, and I basically had it. I had to hit the toilet a lot because I was just so nervous.
Very, very that.
TMI, maybe, but that was definitely
Not
the
enough
case.
information, I think.
Really? Okay, good. I came into this episode just excited and just wanted to see how things went, and I enjoyed it. You were right. You kind of picked out exactly like how
Bitch,
they were
I
gonna.
told you that's exactly
Right.
what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be right. The minute it happened, I was like, bitch, I told y'all, I told
It
y'all.
was exciting to watch. Ooh. And there was a little bit of drama, small stuff, but nothing.
Sprinkle, a sprinkle.
Sprinkle of it. Maybe become bigger. We'll see. What did you think?
I loved this episode, especially compared to last week's. I thought like
Mm,
last week got a little overbearing after like a certain point with the amount of lip syncs. It's like we
yes.
get it. The girls come in, they lip sync. They came in, they lip sync.
Yeah.
Came in, they lip sync.
Yeah.
It just
Mm-hmm.
became so repetitive. But this
Mm-hmm.
episode was just so good. It was so refreshing. Getting to see like the runways was awesome because it was something that I was hoping that they would bring back from season 12. And I
Mm-hmm.
was so glad they did. The performance was great, and then that lip sync, which we'll get into later, but the lip sync is like it really was just like the cherry on top of it.
Yes, it was. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because it's like
Okay.
legit. It was the best part. Okay, all right.
It was.
So let's go ahead and
Okay.
start with the beginning. So we come back in the
I got my notebook.
pork chop loading dock.
Mm-hmm.
We eliminated quote unquote girls, and they have to vote somebody out. They did a lipstick vote just like they do in All Stars. They pulled a vote, put it in
Mm-hmm.
the box, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a tie between Utica and Elliot with two T's.
And I wasn't surprised. I don't
I
know about
wasn't
you.
either.
I expected that, honestly. I kind of expected them to vote Elliot out too, because Utica, I think, because she's so different and her aesthetic is different from everybody else. So like I understand why they put her in the bottom two, but she, you cannot deny that she hasn't been putting the work into her looks, and it's not like meticulously thought out. Like it's obvious that she knows what she's doing. It's different, and they may not like it, but it's detailed. Elliot,
Exactly.
Elliot, like not to say that she's not detailed or she doesn't think about her looks, but like compared to Utica, it's a lot more tamed, you know. And I understood why they voted her out. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like I am not one to judge anybody's drag because like drag is subjective. It's literally art. So like
absolutely.
whatever you like and whatever you want to do is great because it's
Mhm.
literally art and art is so subjective. You sound like a Kool-Aid brother right now, but like within the realms of the competition and within the realms of like everybody else's looks
Mhm.
comparatively, Elliot's look just wasn't as strong. So I wasn't surprised at all when she ended up in the bottom. I wasn't surprised when Utica ended up in the bottom either. I didn't want that to happen. That wasn't in, that didn't sit right with my fantasy.
Mhm.
But I understood it because, like you said, her drag is so like different.
It was definitely disappointing to see her in the bottom two. But then
Yeah.
again, it's like who's gonna go? Like
No,
I feel like
honestly,
nobody
if
can
you
move
have to like if you have to choose based on like literally just first impressions because they didn't see each other lip sync, they didn't see anything.
no,
So if you have to
nothing.
choose based on first impressions, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it too.
So then they have the tie, and then RuPaul makes them vote again.
Not RuPaul.
And then, according to Elliot, the vote was then unanimous,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
they
was
didn't
Elliot,
show that, but that's what
period.
she said. Hmm.
And that is tough.
Three
So then you
times.
get eliminated 3 times in the course of like a few hours.
Right. Like just putting salt on the wound, honestly, each time to the point she was dead. But then
Surprise, surprise,
there's a
surprise.
resurrection, honey.
Um,
Okay. But yeah, she came back and to join the top six.
and
And
all of those girls were like, "Who is this bitch?
right, like
Where is
the
she
room
coming from?"
froze. Everything froze when she came out. And I mean, like we discussed this last week, and this is one of the options that you were thinking about they were going to, go with. So I wasn't really like surprised, but what
Yeah, sorry, I
surprised me the
ruined that.
most, right? What surprised me the most was the reaction of the girls in regards to like, oh, is she? What were they saying? Oh, she's like
Is
a
she a
spy.
spy? Which
And I
was
was like,
like
ooh.
so wild to me because they were all sitting here like, we've been here, and she just came in. Like y'all
Hmm.
have only been here for a day.
Hmm.
Like what are y'all talking about? Y'all sat here, had some cocktails, not even had some bubbly water together, kikied a little bit, went home, came back in, and there's somebody new. Y'all have not been here. Like
Yeah, but they definitely claimed their spots and thought this was the end all be all, I guess.
which is
But
like, did y'all really think it was the end all be all? Because like
right, like
6 people from jump, y'all really thought it was gonna be 6 people from jump?
I don't know what I if I was in in their position, I don't know what I would think. Like I would definitely be like thinking all these different options and trying to figure things out. I guess the way she came, oh, and then she said what she said, the candy. Yeah, the way she came in was a little bit
It was a
suspect.
little hot. But also
Yeah.
I could see it as like, her trying to be like, well, I'm here now. Let me, try to like, get in with the girls, ask some questions, some producer type of
Mhm.
questions, be a producer of the episode like Candy has
Right.
been.
Right.
Very
My acting coach
innocently.
says, ask like a provocative question.
Exactly.
That was definitely a provocative
She
question.
asked
Like,
a provocative question. And then Candy was like, who the fuck is this bitch? I didn't like your ass anyway. And now you come over here and ask me questions.
I really was expecting it to get worse with Candy and like something to blow up or whatever, but Candy showed a lot of restraint at that moment. Elliot really didn't mean anything by it. It was really just an observation.
No, yeah.
And
But
because she was
also
like,
Candy's a native New Yorker. Like, oh hey Ellie,
mhm,
hey hey.
Ellie.
But no, but Candy is like a native New Yorker, and with like the native New Yorkers, if you come for them in any little bit of sort of kind of way, it's on and popping. So she really
Right.
did show some serious restraint because the New Yorkers that I know would have been like, bitch, okay, let me tell you something right now.
Yeah, it would have been crazy. Thank goodness it wasn't that.
Yes. Candy was
And
like, hold on, I'm on TV. Hold on.
right, bring it back. Really didn't. Yeah, that moment really was something.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I don't want, we should move on, but it is definitely something to keep in mind in regards to Elliot's point of view being put in the middle of all of this
Yeah.
It's a tough position. I mean, and she's been in a tough position from the get-go, from the jump, with being, with
Got
things
eliminated
starting
three
off the way it started.
times.
It's tough. Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, she got eliminated 3 times before she was able to like come in and unpack her stuff.
She's a trooper.
I was like,
She's
poor
a
baby. I
trooper.
hope she does well in this episode. And then
Yeah.
she did.
And then she did.
She turned
She
it out.
did.
I was like, yes, good for you. Good for you.
Right.
I'm glad that you
Yeah.
like came in and were like, boom, boom. Because it really does show like so many girls go home first, and it's like you never really know what they could have turned out the next week. Like they could have been in the top 2 the next week. Like Lemon for Drag Race Canada was in the bottom the first week, and then the second week turned it out, ended up being all the way to the top 5. You know what I mean? So it's like you literally never know.
You
And
never
Jukebox
know.
could have done the same exact thing. We'll never know.
Yeah. And let's see what happens here with Elliot and the other girls too, because
Them bitches are coming.
they covered. I'm excited. I'm really excited about it.
I'm so excited for this next episode. My girl Denali and Kimora. Come on, Chicago.
Coming back. Yes. I'm excited for Kimora to see what she's gonna bring out. I don't know. I love her look. I love her style. So rich,
Bob Mackie.
money, just money. I love it.
Money. So
let's get to the juicy
Elliot
stuff.
comes in, and then they do 2 runways. They do a daytime drama, Mama.
Yes.
And then a, what the fuck was it called? I wrote it down.
Oh, I don't remember.
Nighttime is the right time.
Okay. Yes.
So let's do each girl, and let's talk about both of their looks at once.
Okay. All right. So the first girl then was Gottmik.
Literally, no one else should have came out after. Should have been last, because that was unfair in this runway, and in also the main stage runway. It was fully unfair.
I was living. I'm happy they started off with her because they needed to start off strong with a bang, grab my attention from
and they did.
And
they really did.
They did that with Gottmik. Gottmik did that Lady Gaga-esque, kind of, high shoulders and the beautiful cloudy sky top with the rainbow little bottom. I don't even know how to describe it. I was living. I legit
with the little
screamed.
sun. It was really, really cool to see her outside of the normal like white face that she usually does. It was gorgeous.
I think she both of her looks, the nighttime look too. I want that pasty. For sure.
Yes.
I want it. But like I'm glad that she did that. She didn't come with the white face, and she came showing a different side of herself, and I hope she continues to do that, because because the fashion is gonna be there. This is another level. Like it's like legit couture. Like it's everything that I wanted and more.
Every look she has just keeps she keeps raising the bar.
Yes.
Like I haven't seen a look that I've been like disappointed in at all.
Same.
It was so
I love
legitimately her. Unfair, because then like Candy came out in something that like on both times where I was like, I'm not as impressed,
But the girls better get ready for that. They better get ready.
I mean, true, because Gottmik is here.
She's here. She's starting off on such a high bar, at such a high bar, that I'm a little bit worried in regards to the sustainability factor of that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, everyone kind of has a weakness. Like, I don't think performing is her weakness per se, but I just know that she's not like as strong of a performer as everyone else. So I think that's kind of where the girls are probably going to have an edge over her a little bit. But like fashion wise, makeup wise, I don't know if anybody, well, Simone can probably touch her fashion wise, but I don't know if anybody else can like touch her.
Yeah, she's a competition. And there's a moment when in the show where the girls, basically tell you who they would vote off. And people chose her, along some of the other girls, but like she definitely is one of the big competitions.
Yeah. Okay. So then the next girl on the runway is Candy Muse.
She was describing as like the top whore at the whorehouse. The red was beautiful on her. The color was really nice. Like you said earlier, it was underwhelming a little bit compared to Gottmik, but I did still like the aesthetic. I still liked, the drama of it a little bit. The shoulders were really cute. The hair was very giving me like French voulez-vous coucher, like those type of 1800s, 1700s, early
Yeah,
days
very 18.
wigs. And I like that, but I, I'm still trying to dissect it, whether it was up there, whether it was a great look all in all.
My problem with the daytime especially was that I just don't think it fit the theme for me.
Hmm.
Like she sold it when she was talking to Michelle, and Michelle was like, I don't understand this. And she was like, well, it's, mother of the house, coming
Right.
in, checking in on all, like she sold it. But like for me, like seeing it for the first time, I was like, well, I don't know if this fits daytime.
Daytime.
Drama,
True.
yes, but daytime, I don't know.
True, 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 true,
So
true,
that
true.
was
I
my
mean,
main problem with it, was that it didn't really fit the theme.
I guess it depends on whose day you're talking about. Like, I guess.
That's true. Could be a different person's day. I don't know everybody's day. I don't know what your day looking like versus my day.
Ellie's making an appearance again.
Hi, ma'am. Hello. Hi, hi.
Yeah. Girl, it is not your show.
See you later, love.
She's trying to take over.
Always, always. She's like, hi.
I don't blame her.
Do you think you're more of a dog or more of a cat? Like personality wise, are you more of a dog or cat?
I think personality wise, I'm more of a cat.
I agree. I fully
Yeah.
agree.
Yes. How about you? You're definitely a cat. Like, that's not even a
I'm for
question.
sure cat as well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm
you're a cat.
I'm we're cat in two different ways. Like your cat is in
Mhm.
like, look at how like slick and like
Yes, that's me.
gorgeous I am. And
That's
I'm cat
me.
is in like, leave me alone. I want you to sit and look at me, but don't touch me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So let's get back. So
Yes. Okay.
Candy's nighttime look then.
Yeah,
What do you
her
think?
night. I preferred her nighttime look for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
she won me back a little bit when I saw the nighttime look. I was like, the daytime, but the nighttime kind of won me back a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, it's nighttime, it's very hellish, I kind of lived for it. And then she
Right.
turned around and you kind of saw the hole in the back, and I was like, what's going on with that? What's happening? But everything else was great.
Yeah, I was worried about the whole too. I mean, it made me laugh because I was just trying to think of like, was it done on purpose? What does it mean? Is that a glory hole? Which, did come up. Um, but I loved the look. This demonic alien crab-like creature. It reminded me of him from the Powerpuff Girls.
Yes, it was very him.
Yeah, and
And
I
honestly,
love
I would have lived if she had come out with like the fake little claws on her hand. I would
Claws.
have lived.
Yes.
I would have lived.
I was hoping for that too. It was just perfect. The makeup was really good. But yeah, I guess the hole in the back was a faux pas.
Yeah, I mean, I really just still don't know like why it was there. I feel like there was
Yeah.
probably like maybe like a missing piece or something, but
Hmm.
like I don't know. But either way, like looking at it from the front, gorgeous. All right.
Definitely, she stepped it up a bit.
So let's go ahead and move to Miss Lala Ree. I'm gonna go ahead and start with Lala Ree. The daytime for me,
Mm.
while it was very daytime,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it was not it for me. I'm finding myself like, and don't get me wrong, like later on in the episode, it was like her looks evolved as the
Mm-hmm.
episode went on. But like starting with this one, I was not super impressed. It didn't give me a wow type of runway factor. It gave me very like, I probably have that in my closet from like
Yeah.
shopping on Amazon. And look, I'm all about like, budgeted queens, because like, bitch. But for Drag Race, it just didn't feel as elevated as everybody else. It didn't feel elevated much at all for me.
I 100% agree. It definitely looks like a dress that my mom has in her closet right now. But with that being said, I think she did a good job in regards to choosing something that fits her really well.
Yes, yes. And also
Um,
selling it.
and
She sold it
selling it
really well.
very well. And then she had that moment where the dress got stuck in her shoe, but like she didn't fall. She just like if you weren't paying attention, you would not have noticed it.
And child, I
Um,
was waiting for the Heidi repeat of like, something bad to happen. I was waiting for it.
it
But it
didn't
didn't happen.
happen.
It didn't happen.
It
She
didn't
was
happen.
like,
Thank
I held it
goodness.
together, bitch. And that's my favorite thing about Lala Ree. Like watching her in the confessionals, I'm like, you're a fucking star. You're
Hmm.
literally a star. I cannot
Hmm.
wait to see what Lala Ree does when Lala Ree has some money.
The dress itself was nice, like you said. It was definitely not elevated to the level like the other girls are bringing to Drag Race, which is the Olympics of drag.
Yeah.
So yes, there's that. But like I said, it looked nice. The color was great against her skin. Her hair looked great. Her face, she was glowing. Her skin. I love dark. I'm dark, so like I love to see more dark skin representation out there.
Period.
And
Period.
she is selling it to me. I love it.
She's so wonderfully chocolate. It is like it's
Mm,
amazing to watch on my TV. Like
yes.
honestly, and like jumping ahead just a scotch, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back. But like seeing her on the runway on the main stage,
Hmm.
the we'll talk about it later, but like she looked like
Yeah.
a fucking piece of candy in a
Oh
wrapper. I
my
was like,
God. That. Yeah.
bitch.
We'll talk about that because.
Anyway, okay. All right. So yeah, the nighttime look for Lala though. I preferred it was it was a
Mhm.
little more elevated. It was like
Yes.
every look was like a step. So I definitely preferred the nighttime look over the day. And
Mhm.
again with this one, she for sure sold it house down. She was
For
like, "Oh,
sure.
y'all
She
want
looked like she
hoe?
was
I'm gonna
having
give
fun
you
with it.
hoe, bitch. I'm gonna give you
Right.
full ass hoe."
I
And she
was
did.
ready for her to start rapping. Like she reminded me of like Nicki or I don't know, like early Cardi. So I love the confidence that she brought. I mean, she brought the
Mhm.
confidence with the first outfit too, but like the hair, the red hair, and like it was just really fun. This nighttime look wasn't as elevated either,
But it was more
to be
elevated
honest.
than her previous look. So judging her
Exactly.
just based off of her alone was a
Exactly.
step up for sure.
Now, I mean, yeah, just her alone, but that's not what's being judged
No,
100 like
it's unfortunately not
entirely.
what's being done, but we have to watch Dragula. She gives me very like, for anyone watching, very Louisiana Purchase vibes, very like coming in, not really like giving it, but as like the season progresses, taking all of the critiques and elevating at each and
Mm,
every point. That's what she's
mm,
giving me. So I'm excited to see her
mhm.
continue to elevate
Yeah,
after week after week. If
yeah.
anyone watches Dragula and also watches Drag Race and feels the same vibe, or if you don't, comment down below. I just want to I want to chat a little bit. She's giving me kind of a Louisiana Purchase vibe,
Mhm,
which
mhm,
makes me feel
mhm.
like she could possibly go far.
I mean, we're gonna get to that other look because, like you said, it definitely throughout the episode you see
Boom,
her
boom,
building.
boom, boom.
So
Exactly.
yeah, she's definitely getting there. You're right. You're right. I can see
Mhm.
that. Who's the next girl?
Next girl is my bitch. I love this bitch, Olivia Lux.
Olivia.
She
Oh, Olivia.
she said I came with this small ass person every motherfucking color, and y'all gonna see every single one.
And I was livid for it. I was living for it. Like this look was so cute. Like she looked adorable and fun. Like she looked so much fun and like it gave you like 60s vibes and which fits her aesthetic and her look, her smile. Her smile
Uh,
is the sun.
her
It is
smile.
the
It,
sun.
it is the smile.
It
She
is
invented smiling.
exactly. Period. I'm not
Period.
having it from anybody else. And the color, the lavender, was just so cute and
Oh,
a
good.
nice
Oh,
fresh top. It was a great a representation of who she is, honestly, and the energy she brings.
I
Yeah.
was loving the daytime look, and then turn around for the nighttime look and gave you this slick back
Oh,
black hair
oh. And
moment
then
with like the
and the
beautiful and like
oh,
the nude
the
illusion cut
news,
through. And then the little tiny black purse.
of course, a must have.
It's so
She
gorgeous.
she shows like I mean the girls weren't really seeing her as a threat, but I think this after this episode they must see her as a threat
Mhm.
because she is bringing it like a year and a half of drag. It doesn't matter because she has been putting in so much work and thought out, and she's smart in regards to. I mean the other girls are doing this too, but like I think out of all the other girls, she is the one that people are really not. They're not looking at her as
They're
competition.
sleeping on her a little bit.
They're
They're
sleeping on
sleeping on
her
her.
and she's coming in, with different ideas. The slick black hair was so smart because it's definitely not what you would think of when you think of her. You think the
Yeah.
smile, you think the sun, you think of
You think of
poppy
like bright
colors,
colored hair, you think of big
right?
hair, you think of.
Exactly. But the fact it was slick back, still big, but like, much more controlled and,
Mhm.
really nice. And the sexy look of that dress, it was definitely much more serious and toned down. And the smile was still there, but like it was just more controlled. And I want to know what this girl got up her sleeve, like it was
Mhm.
mysterious. I like that.
And then she was curvy. And it's particularly like the way that she pads. It's like,
Yeah. Yes.
it's giving you full
That hourglass.
hourglass.
I'm excited to see where she's going. Like she's one to watch. I
100.
always knew it. I knew it.
Don't be sleeping on my girl Olivia.
Mhm. She
Mm.
got it. I love her. I would be
Okay.
friends with her.
No,
She's everything that I
fully.
want to
I
be
want to
best
be
friends.
friends with her. I want to be friends with her so bad. I want
Olivia,
to
if
be
you
in the
watch
House of Lux, please.
yes, please.
Simone.
Okay, all right. So I saw this look on Instagram before I saw the episode, right? And I liked it more for some reason on Instagram, but then once I saw it on the runway, even though she was selling the crap out of it, but I'm just, Simone, what do you expect? I felt like the tailoring for the jacket is better. Oh wait, hold on. I think somebody's calling me. I'm sorry. Hold on. Yeah,
Ooh,
somebody's calling me. So I can't hear you.
go
Hold on.
away. Get out of here. No one wants you here. Get out. Get
Okay,
out.
they're gone. Like I hate that. I should put my phone on airplane mode. Back to what I was saying before I was
But yes,
rudely
okay, back to
interrupted. So I feel like the jacket could have been more tailored. So as she was sashaying and doing her stuff, strutting on the runway, like it kept moving. I really wish that it was more structured because I felt like the rest of the look like it was so much going on that it needed that for me.
yeah.
And it would have so the way she was walking a lot better, but having it move like that was just distracting to me. The color, like it's a very bold look. It's a very
Mhm.
bold look with the straps, the stripes, the colors, the zips, the shoulders, and then the cape, the half cape on the in the back with the skirt and the pants. It was a lot going on. So like I felt like if it was more tailored, it would have been a lot better for me. I also felt like maybe I could have used just one thing off, like just take maybe the skirt or the pants, or like it just having both and the
Okay.
cape and the zips. Um, I didn't really. And I hate the fact that I'm saying it. I hate the fact that I didn't like it as much because I love her. And I think she
Yeah.
was doing a great job. The Instagram, the video, the pictures, it looks good on there
No,
to
yeah.
me.
It was
But
something for me, like I told you, like I don't get fashion. So like when I saw it, I was like, it does seem like a lot. But then she like the more that I looked at it and the more that I saw it in motion, I do get that like, it could have been a little bit more tailored. But like the more that I looked at it, it was something that I liked the more I saw it. Like when
mm-hmm.
I like seeing her like come fully down the runway and like turn around and do the whole cape thing, I was like, okay, that's drag. I love it. Because I think she was doing a reference to something. I'm not entirely sure what it was. The whole thing screams
Mm-hmm.
very 90s.
Yeah.
It's very that time period, but like drag.
Now let's talk about her nighttime look. I loved, 100% loved. There was nothing about it that I would have changed. Like I love the asymmetrical cutouts and the what's the word for that? Not rouging, but like the way it rolled up in the front. I love the different textures too, the colors, her skin, the hair.
The hair. Every time she comes in with like different hair, I'm just like
Right, right,
what? Like
right. Yeah.
who, how,
Mm-hmm.
where, when, what, why?
Why? Why?
It's literally so fucking good every single time. Her hair is like impeccable every time.
I legit rewind it like 3 times for that moment. It was everything I wanted it for, specifically for the hair, but like just the details, because she's definitely a detail queen too. I could tell,
Mhm.
and so like the details within that dress. I don't know who designed it, who made it, but like she wore it perfectly, and she wore it with confidence. The back with the cutouts, the spaghetti straps. Live.
My thing about Simone is that like she very much wears things where it's like this can only be Simone. Because
Yes.
I feel like even with like her daytime look, only Simone could pull that off.
Yes.
It's something about like the way that she presents herself mixed with like the 90s fashion and like the vibes that it's literally the aura she gives off where it's like anything she puts on is fashion. She could literally put on like a towel and walk down a runway and I'd be
A
like,
garbage bag.
bitch, that's fashion.
Yes, and that's the thing about her that makes her stand. I mean, these other girls are amazing and they're super talented, but I cannot deny the star quality of Simone.
Simone is for sure in that top four. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we already know.
Probably.
We
She's probably
already
number
know.
one for me right now.
Next, we have Tina Burner. How did you?
Oh, Tina. Okay, yeah, I no, I didn't I didn't mean for that to come out the way it did.
That came out so shady. It was so shady.
I was trying to remember who's next. I'm sorry. Tina, I love you. I love you. Okay, wait, let me see what I said here. I said, I love Tina with this 50s housewife meets Carrie Bradshaw, like she was saying,
Yes.
and the bow. And it was still, her same color palette, but like just the different textures and different looks and the way she mix and match, I thought was really fun and
Yeah.
a bit more different for her.
Agreed. I very much like the daytime as well. Sort of what you said with Simone. I feel like if we maybe could have taken one thing off, I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
that thing would have been, but like just like one thing. Like I feel like there like the bow was like on top of another bow, if I'm not mistaken. Was it like on top? It was on top of like some type of different
It
pattern.
was something else, yeah.
It made me feel like it was another bow. So I feel
Mm.
like maybe if we had taken off one of the bows, maybe I would have felt a little better about it, but I'm not sure. But I did like this one. But then we move into the nighttime one, and like I liked what she did. I love a color theme, but like
Right.
at this point, I was getting really tired of seeing like red, orange, and yellow together. The skirt specifically was a lot. The yellow skirt was a lot.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm curious to see how she's gonna keep going and playing with it and whatnot. But like at the
Mhm.
same time, it does get old, especially since we've seen so many looks from her now. And yeah, the skirt was a lot. It was.
I personally felt like had it been like a red skirt, had it been like the same red as the boots or something like that, I would have been a little more like, okay, work. But like it was just that it was such a harsh yellow. It's a lot. It's a lot. And now I'm
Yeah.
tired.
My question is, do we need to see all the colors each time?
I'm fine with the color theme, but it's just like seeing them all together
Mhm.
every single time is a
Yeah.
little exhausting. If you had like, one look that's predominantly red and then another look that's predominantly yellow and then another look that's predominantly orange, I still get it, but it's not
Mhm.
as like, abrasive to see like, red, orange, yellow together all the time. A lot of people are saying she's giving very Ronald McDonald. I don't necessarily agree. I see where they're going.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't agree. I feel like a lot of her looks are great. It's just red, orange, and yellow can be a lot.
Yeah, it's you that we love.
Yeah.
And now that you've established, okay, this is my aesthetic, these are the colors that I usually tend to go for, um, you need to play around more and think
Right.
outside the box.
Right. I don't want you to change your aesthetic. If that's you, then do you. But like if you like spin it a little bit every time, then it still remains exciting and new. And
Hmm.
that's honestly, I was so relieved. And we'll talk about the runways later, but I was so relieved when she came out in a not red, orange, and yellow runway for the main stage. I was like, okay, I feel like I
Okay.
can breathe now. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be, it was like the perfect timing to be like, and now I'm gonna hit you with something else. Next person is Miss Elliott with two T's. For the
Yeah.
daytime, I liked it.
Uh-huh.
It didn't gag me. It didn't
Hmm.
kill me. It was nice. I liked it. It was cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was very simple silhouette and fabric and just one color basically, or two colors of black. But and I like the French, I don't know, like
Mhm.
seductress kind of vibe. I don't want to say boring. That's not nice. It was very underwhelming for me. I also didn't really like. Fit is very important. Like the way
Yeah,
things fit on you is very
yeah.
important. I don't think the dress fit as well as I would have liked it to, even with the corset.
Seemed a little bit loose.
And you can see if you really pay attention, you can see the fabric on top of the
Hmm.
corset being too loose. And that kind of fucks with the whole cinched waist and
Yeah.
that hourglass silhouette that she probably was going for. But like you gotta suffer. So you better pull in that corset, make it tighter, you're gonna
Girl, you
suffer.
better suffer.
And I think it needed that bit of refinement, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't necessarily think it fit the theme. That was also a thing for me. Is like I don't necessarily think it fit the like daytime drama of it all.
Mhm.
I could see that more as like a, you know, nighttime, a midday. For daytime, it didn't hit the
It didn't hit. I agree. I think it would have been better at nighttime. But like you know those long cigarettes that people have like
Yes,
used to
yes, yes,
have, where they
yes.
still do those long thin cigarette. Like if she had came out with something like that too, and maybe like maybe her makeup should have been a little bit more fierce. Maybe like a little dot here to keep that classic makeup style. Like details, maybe little small things like that
Yeah,
could have high-ended up a
enhanced
little
it
bit
for sure.
more. When you think about accessories, the fur coat or whatever that was, it wasn't a coat, whatever you call that. It was cute, but she wasn't even using it. Like it was just
Yeah,
there. She wasn't
yeah.
using it. Like if you're gonna have accessories, use them.
It
If
wasn't
you're gonna go
sold
with a
as well
simple look. Yeah,
as well as she could have. It wasn't sold as well. That being said, I loved the nighttime look.
me too.
Loved it. And
Me
she
too.
sold that one full out.
There was a character that she felt and you could tell she enjoyed it a lot more. Real Disney villain, 19th century look and whatnot. And
Yes. Yes.
I loved that character that she brought to the stage because it shows a different side of her.
And she said that. She said it was very like it was very not Elliot with two T's, but it was something different. And it showed versatility. It was really like really, really smart. And I liked it. The only thing that I would have changed is I probably would have done a darker hair because it felt very much like it was like a flip on like the first look that she did
Hmm.
almost. So I kind of wanted like a red hair to sort of like
Hmm.
pair the looks together. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
See, but those are details in regards to, you know, things like that's two different looks, sure. But like if you're going to be showing both looks at the same time on a runway, you know, cohesiveness, I guess, can be a factor that helps, make you stand
Yeah.
out.
I thought everybody did a good job on this runway.
Mhm.
I wasn't offended by anything that
Mhm.
anybody wore except maybe the yellow skirt that Tina wore a little bit. I do want to move to them rehearsing for Condragulations. They all ask, who's a dancer? Does anyone choreo? And Miss Elliott decides to keep her mouth closed. It didn't help the whole we think she's a spy thing for her to be like, let me be quiet. And then halfway through to be like, what if we did this? And then this, and then this, and then this.
When she explained her thought process in regards to like not saying anything that she's a dancer, because and I get it. Like
Right.
she just got put into this group, and she knows that the girls are looking at her sideways anyway. So like, would they listen to her if she were to step out?
Right. Exactly.
Would they feel threatened if she was to, show her that she could dance better than them, whatever,
And
you know,
honestly, they probably would have. It probably
they
wouldn't have
would.
worked out either way. Had she been like,
Yeah.
I'm a trained dancer and I'm a choreographer. I could lead this if y'all want. They probably would have, you know, turned to the confessionals. Somebody would have been like,
But I
like
think there would have been
either way.
more respect from the jump if she had said something in the beginning
Yeah.
rather than waiting for them to be fucking up and then be like, well, let me just put a little something here. And
Right.
they still
Let
didn't
me
really say.
fix this now. I also feel like she had some opportunities to like tell them what had happened to her before she came
Mhm.
in so that they wouldn't have been like, this bitch a spy. You know, because you
Yeah.
notice after she said something, everybody was like, well, we love you, Elliot. We've always loved you. You're amazing. You're so special. You're an icon. You're the moment. You're the movement. They literally like pulled a full 180.
Well, I was
They're
like,
like,
what?
I mean, listen, it's all most of the time it is the editing. When she first came in, they were like, this bitch is spy. And then later on in the day, they were probably like, you know, it's whatever. We're chill.
Yeah.
But like, it's just the way that they edited things. Made it seem very much like, I don't trust this bitch. I hate her. She's ugly. She's nasty. She's disgusting. And then turn around. I love her. She's beautiful. She's the
We're
moment. She's the movement. She's
sisters.
iconic. We're sisters. I've never loved anyone more than I love Elliot in this moment.
She definitely should have said it in the beginning.
Yeah.
And not wait for somebody to ask her questions. But it probably was awkward as hell for her to come in there. She probably wasn't even thinking
True.
about that. Like she probably was just like,
And you know, it could have also been the producers being like, "Don't say shit. Don't
true,
say
true,
nothing.
True.
You know, just to like stir up, you know, drama. It could have been.
That probably would be me. I would be that producer, I think.
You would be. You'd be like, don't tell them nothing. If you tell them anything, we're cutting you immediately.
What's that?
Also in the rehearsal, we have Gottmik realizing that she essentially outed herself in her verse without having actually talked to the girls about it, which just put her in the worst fucking place in the world.
Yeah.
And I felt so incredibly bad. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's something you don't even think about. And then you like, when it hits you in your brain, you're like, fuck. And now everybody's probably like staring at me, thinking about me weird, looking at me weird. The dysphoria takes over like, hard. So I felt so bad for my poor baby, poor Meg.
Yeah, I did too. Like my heart was breaking for her. Watching her on stage and struggling. I was just, just come up with anything, honestly, just a step. It was a lot. And I can't even imagine what it's like, to be in that position. But I do appreciate the way the girls reacted once it did come out. The fact that she was able to confide in Olivia the very next day.
The sweetest little person
She is so
in the
sweet.
entire world.
A complete sweetheart. And I think that was the perfect person to confide in first. It's definitely a moment, and like we said last week, just her being there is just great representation. But also seeing her go through that experience also just makes her more human. And like I love hearing just their personal stories and how different each girl is, and that just connects. I connect more to that aspect than anything else. So it's just hearing the struggle and hearing how she overcomes it, and just making her much more relatable, honestly.
Absolutely. Bitch, my eyelash is bothering the fuck out of me right now. Hold on. Hold on. Yes. I'm fully taking it off to reapply.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. Let's get this fucking shit together.
Yes, take a little break.
It was the only thing I could fucking think about. And you were sitting here making all these great points, and I'm like, he don't know my eyelash is falling off. It was very that meme with all the people at the party and the one person in the corner being like, they don't know that blah blah blah. That's how I felt. I was like, they don't know that like my eyelashes falling off. Like, I swear, like eyelashes are like they have to be my least favorite part. Because like every single time I put on a pair of eyelashes, one it's wonky, one's like, you know what, I'm just gonna fall off your face. Just bloop, here I go. Okay, I feel better. It is back on.
Yay! As long as you feel more comfortable with it. Hopefully it stays and acts right.
We'll see. So let's get into the performance. Gottmik goes first. I think for someone who is not able to like pay attention in rehearsal, she did a great job. She came in and was like, you know what, I'm gonna sell it still. I'm still gonna sell it and rock it,
Right. She went home, or wherever they're staying. She went home and I know she practiced. You could tell she practiced, but she was still in the beginning of it, she was still in her head and focusing too much on the steps. You see her overthinking, but it's much better than, not doing anything. I'm proud of her for looking good. First of all, her outfit was slaying. Okay.
Period.
Great.
After Gottmik was Candy, who killed her verse.
Yes.
Came in hot, was like, y'all bitches are gonna know who the fuck I am. I was living for her verse. And then right after her verse, you could tell she kind of like slipped up with moves and not really knowing where she was supposed to go or what move was supposed to be next.
You could see it in her face.
You could see it. You saw when it happened. And that is, especially being the center focus in that moment, it becomes incredibly obvious. Even if you don't know what to do, bitch, start spinning, start being able to do another leg kick, and then be like, okay, now do I remember? Okay, I remember. All right.
When in doubt, just perform. Just be yourself. Exactly. And she got personality for days. So
and even if you have to like look at your sisters to figure out like what is actually like the next step, like if you want to do like a congratulations.
Right.
Okay, got it. Right. Like if you got to do something like that, then do that. You can't look like you're messing up. The next person was La La. I didn't like live for the verse, but she performed it the house down. Like she fully killed it.
A bit of the personality that we see in the confessionals came out. I couldn't take my eyes off of her, even with all these other girls dancing around her.
And talking about the elevation of looks, this look in this performance was another step up for me. I really liked this.
And she looked like she was confident. She was confident while doing it. And that's
that's really the key. And then Olivia. They went in the same order as their runway. They literally went in the same order as their runway. Do they normally do that?
I don't know.
Did they do that for season?
I don't think they normally
season
do
12?
that. I don't know if they normally do that.
They might have done that for season 12 too.
Oh really?
Because I think Widow was the last person to walk the runway in their first episode, and there was the last verse too. I think they might have done that for season 12 too. Anyway, so yeah, Olivia came out, stole the whole show.
Put it in that little purse and then went home with it.
Yes, took the whole show, folded it up, put it in her purse, and left.
She looked amazing. She
looked amazing, sounded amazing.
I mean, she did say that she's a musician. I don't know if it was her that requested the placement to be the bridge, if that's the technical term. The placement.
When you have 7 verses, I don't know. I don't know what's the bridge, what's it.
I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm just trying to sound smart, like the bridge of the song.
With Drag Race, there are so many like verses that come in. I'm just like, it's just a song. It's just
but
a
the
song.
Placement of her verse, I felt like was just made for us to pay attention to her. You know,
right
like
in the middle.
Right in the middle, and it sounded different from everybody else. It sounded like she was the featured artist. Like, you know how Nicki be coming in, you know, and just be slaying things, and you don't remember the verse that the other person did. Like, you know,
the verse like, before or after.
Like that's kind of how I feel about this. Like, I just remember her for the most part. She really, really cemented herself as, you know, top tier competition.
I will walk around my room and be like, they called me literally. It was so good. Simone's verse, I also thought was great.
Dark Party, like you said, she could be wearing anything, she could be doing anything, you know, as long as she brings that essence, that, you know, Ebony Enchantress out, it would be great. Her outfit was very simple. It was very simple, but like it still gave me pop star, you know, like she's a star, and she performed the hell out of it.
Tina was next. I liked Tina's performance. I will say that Michelle was absolutely right. Like, you know, when you're on TV, even with theater though, like going like side to side like that, it doesn't really give the audience a chance to like, you know, see you. TV especially, like you kind of have to know where the camera is in order to play to it.
I'm glad that Michelle said that, because a lot of the girls, I think, needed to hear that. The camera is your friend, you know, or lover, however you want to, you know, play with it. Her performance, other than that, like was good. It was really good. Like, she's a performer. Tina Burner is a performer.
Yeah, which I mean, we knew based off of the first episode. We knew. And then the last person is Elliot with 2 T's. Yeah. I really, really liked her performance and her verse. I was kind of shocked that it wasn't like addressed a little more, because I really, really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed her performance too. Like, I felt like she was, because she said she's a dancer, you know what I mean? I don't know what I was hoping for necessarily. High kicks and splits. I'm so used to seeing, and it's like, okay, yeah, you can do, you know, a split. That's great. I wanted to see a little bit more choreography for her section, but she did still sell it. You know, she still sold it really well. And that's just me being very, very nitpicky. Her verse was fun. I like seeing her elevating herself more and more. I can see her going farther than I expected her to go. Like, if she really takes in everything that they're saying to her and challenges herself more and focuses more on the particulars, you know, little details, you know, we'll see. Let's get to the looks.
Okay, so getting to the runway, runway. Got Mick. Again, literally not fair. It's not fair. I'll say it a million times. It wasn't fair. She came out, and then that was the end of the runway.
The headpiece and the ruffles and then the cape and then
Yep, all of it. Agreed.
At first, I was like, okay, I saw the cape, and it was somewhat disheveled, just a little bit, you know, cut out and like I'm like, I was worried of how she was gonna play with it and how it was gonna look. But when she turned around and she kept moving with it, it was exciting to see it. That look deserves to be in a museum.
You're
I
not
just gotta
wrong.
come out and go see it face to face and like just look at the details and with my own eyes and touch it.
It was also the way that like it moved
That's
when she moved. That was the thing that really got me. It was like it almost felt like serpent like the way that it like, kind of
mm,
like slithered along with her as she
mm,
ran across the.
mm.
It was amazing. And that's another reason why I say like, when it comes to looks, Gottmik is like kind of on a whole nother level.
I can go on and on. Let's not do that.
Candy comes out next.
Yeah,
It was the same order for everything.
yeah.
Very fembot.
Mm-hmm. The
I
baby
liked it.
doll.
Very baby doll. I liked it. It's my problem is when
Mm-hmm.
you put Candy right after Gottmik, it doesn't hit the same. Like I thought Candy's was cute, but like it was like, well, after seeing fucking Gottmik, anybody who went after Gottmik except maybe Simone would have been like screwed.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, but I do appreciate the fact that because Gottmik was so out there and otherworldly and like so detail oriented, and there was a lot going on. I do appreciate that Candace was a little bit more tamed. I didn't feel overwhelmed by her look, but I still really much appreciated it, and I was able to focus on it for what it was because it was so different from Gottmik. Because at first I thought it was just like a lingerie piece only,
Mhm.
but then she revealed the fembot outfit underneath,
Right.
real Austin Powers. Yeah, so I thought I love that. I love the reference.
So I think she's going to do some like fun things that I don't think any of us are going to expect. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that. Lala Ree comes out looking like motherfucking candy, looking like
She
a
looked
wrapped piece of chocolate. Just, ugh.
she looked like that the golden chocolate bar or wrap bar or whatever from Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Like I was happy to see her as if I had won at something and
Yes,
just like
as if you won the ticket. You got it. You're going to the
the
back.
golden ticket. That's what it was. Golden ticket. It was just so perfect, and it went like this is my favorite look from her. You
Absolutely.
know,
Hands
definitely
down.
by far my favorite look, and it's elevated. It's still her. That color, that gold color, did everything for her, and the way it was draped on her was just so sexy. Still and still seductive and but still refined and tamed and sophisticated and exactly what she wants to represent. I think it was gold. Ha.
Ha. After seeing that runway, I feel like had it not been like Olivia and Simone at the top, she would have probably snatched that other spot.
Mm-hmm. That look
We
was
then
amazing.
go to Olivia Lux's look for the runway.
Old Hollywood.
It was very old Hollywood, very classic. I loved her hair. I liked it a lot, but I didn't live for it. But it was like seeing it on the runway, I was like, I feel like this is missing a little something.
I felt very similar. Like I wasn't too impressed with like seeing the other looks that she brought forth. I wasn't too impressed with this look. I like the color palette, the muted, not muted, the the nice rosy color. What's the word? I like the tone of it,
Same.
but it wasn't like my favorite thing.
And then we have Simone coming in, ready to knock out the competition, literally.
Just to see the details and the way she came out with the attitude, personality, made it fun, and she thought outside the box. I love you remember when Nelly, I don't know if you really know much about Nelly, but back in the day,
Am I old enough to know?
I don't know, that's what I'm trying to remember. Like, are you? Oh, you are. You're like 2 years or 3 years younger than me. But like Nelly had
Don't reveal my age. Don't put my age out there like that.
the Band-Aid on the her head.
Oh no, yeah. I love that.
It's so funny.
And I love that she can do like these like super high fashion things and then
Yeah.
also come out here and like bring this like campy ass
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like it's still high fashion, but it's also so camp as well. And that's what I love about it. And I love the tribute to Avalon, her house on the belt and on the gloves.
I want to wear that outfit. Like I would wear it.
Then we also have Tina Burner coming out and finally not doing the red, orange, and yellow. She came out full Tin Woman with a purse axe, which I loved the detail in that. So I enjoyed it. It was like a cool a palette cleanser from
Mm-hmm.
red, orange, and yellow. So I'm excited to see what she does the next time we see her.
I'm not gonna lie though, comparing her to the other looks, I was a bit disappointed. But what sold it for me was the reveal of the heart.
Yes, when she opened up the jacket and revealed the
Yeah.
heart, I loved that. I'm burning it and turning it still in my heart. So I for
Yeah.
me it still felt like she was still like fitting her vibe, her theme, but
Mm-hmm.
like switching it up.
I don't know why, but I feel like we're already halfway through the season with everything that we got.
It's because it's all them damn lip syncs from the first episode. And bitch, this week is we're starting UK.
Yeah.
I'm already tired. We have Elliot with two T's, who
Elliot.
came out in like a very 80s prom dress type of vibe. Didn't hate it, didn't necessarily live for it. It was cute.
I don't know like where it stands with everybody else's look, and that's always something that I always come back to at the end of the day because it is competition. But it is one of the looks that I definitely liked from her. Like it's probably one of my most favorite looks from her. I don't know what it is about the housewife looks.
And like in the terms of the competition, it because
Yeah, that's what I
because
mean.
of that specific aesthetic, it's a
It is.
little like underwhelming compared to everyone else. Elliot for sure turned it this week. Like did like
Mm-hmm.
such a great job. And I was
Mm-hmm.
so happy that she wasn't actually eliminated. I was so happy to see
Mm-hmm.
like show
Yeah.
what she has. That
Yes.
made me very, very happy. So
Me too.
kudos to you, Elliot, because you did the damn thing this week. Also, instead of a bottom two, we have a top two this week.
Olivia Lux and Simone, the top two,
Top two.
battle it out. $5,000, honey.
So Olivia and Simone lip sync to Break My Heart by Dua Lipa. Honestly, this lip sync got me so hyped for this season. This was such a good lip sync. I loved what both of them were doing. So
Me
good.
too. Simone was a little more, restrained and, just sashaying around
The
the
sex.
stage and just being sexy and, taking off the jacket or whatever. And I loved what she was doing with her hair. She owned the stage in her own way, and I appreciated that. And then we have Olivia, who also owned the stage, but like was
In a
giving us
completely different
full
way.
drama.
Cutesy was giving us drama, was giving us camp with the like
Yes,
with the trip.
yes.
It was so cute. I loved both of them. And honestly, they could have said that either one of them won, and I would have been like, yeah.
Okay. I
Um,
couldn't pick which one I preferred because my eyes kept going back
back and
and
forth.
forth. Simone ended up winning.
Yes. Winning
Yes.
5,000 doll hairs.
This competition is so um close in many ways because and I feel like it will get closer and closer, a lot harder to send people home,
Yeah.
unless somebody really
Deserve.
fucked up.
I feel like the season is going to give us some really great moments and
Mhm.
a lot of like, oh, I don't want you to go home, but also like, I guess if you have to pick somebody, I get it, but like,
Right.
all of the girls are so great.
They're so good, but then it's yes, going home sucks, but I honestly feel like each one of these girls, even after Drag Race, they're gonna be set. You
Yeah.
know,
They're going to,
um,
they're stars
'cause,
fully.
yeah, they're stars. So
Next episode, we are going to see the other group of girls. I kind of feel like they probably should have done it in reverse, no? Because like if you get rid of Elliot, I would think it would then be like kind of more surprising when Elliot walks in with the winners group. I feel like had they done like the losers group and then the winners group, then that would have been more like, oh wow,
I see what you mean. Yeah,
kind of,
it would have been more of a shocker.
a part of you would have been like, did Elliot really go home?
Yeah, it would have.
And then when she came in, you would have been like, oh okay, all right,
Yeah, it
But
would have
seeing
been a
her,
moment.
yeah, but seeing her leave and then come right back was like, oh okay, well that was all right.
They got other shockers coming up, and I'm just trying to get myself ready for it because episode one was already messing with me.
Too
So
much. It's too much for my soul. But apparently, there's also a rumor going around that like this is going to be the longest season of Drag Race that we've ever had.
the way they started, it feels like it might end up going that way unless it's send like, two people home one
Yeah,
week or something.
Overall, I think we all know the answer, but like overall, Irby, were you a fan of this episode?
I am a fan.
Same, such a good episode, and it has me so hyped for the next one. So we will see you next week. Same week, same people, same vibes. You know what I mean?
Okay, so everybody just, comment down below. Where are you going?
I don't know. I didn't know where I was going.
You say same week. I'm like, same week.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, all right. Here we go. Okay. We love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave your comments, subscribe if you want to see more from us. And regardless, we love you.
Love y'all. Bye. See y'all next week.
Bye. Can't move my thing to stop the recording. The gloves are in the way.